Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing if you did, and welcome back. So if you guys haven't seen my previous video, I also have an Instagram page where I've done makeup tutorials and makeup looks. So if you guys want me to recreate any of those, then please let me know. And if you haven't already, then please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more makeup looks, get ready with me, try on hauls, product reviews, skincare, hair care, yeah. So today I thought I'd do a video on a basic look, a look that I would use every day or a look that I would use going to work, just really simple and basic. I'm not going to wear any eyeshadow, it's just concealer and a bit of setting powder on the eyes, and that is it. So no eyeshadow, just a really basic simple look, and this is like my everyday go-to look. So when I go to work or if I'm just going anywhere local, I pretty much look like this. So yeah, if you'd love to see how I get this very basic simple look, then carry on watching. So I've already moisturised and primed my face, and I used 2 primers guys. The Huda primer, I love it for hydration and it keeps my face moisturised, because my face can get really dry because of the skincare that I use also. So my face can get pretty dry, and this is a saviour. I love this. I love this so much. It's so moisturising and hydrating. On top of that, I like to put a little bit of Makeup Forever. It's the Step 1 Skin Equalizer, and this is the smoothing primer. And I love to wear this one in my T-zone only. That was what I used to prime my face, and now I'm just gonna jump into the makeup. By the way guys, this hairband is my daughter's hairband. Anytime I'm wearing a hairband in any of my videos, just know that's my daughter's hairband. For foundation, I use 2 again. So when I do my makeup, I always used to like just go in with like, you know, primer and foundation, and you know. Now I prime my face and then I go and do my eyebrows. I don't know why or how, I just one day just started doing my eyebrows first, and then I just never stopped. And then I just found myself preferring to do my eyebrows first. The brush that I like to use for my brows is this angled brush, and it's from Inglot. And I'll leave the name in the description box down below, because everything has seemed to rubbed off in my life. To actually fill in my brows, I like to use the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade, whatever you want to call it. I've always used this one. I also prefer using her brow definer, the angled pencil type brow pencil. Before I forget, first of all, before you do your brows, go in with a spoolie. It's so important. Just brush all the hairs into place, and it kind of makes it easier for you to fill them in, because you can see the shape a lot better. And I like to start from the bottom first, take it all the way across and down, then just go in the top and just bring it down. So hard to try to keep talking while doing eyebrows, because I feel like I need to concentrate. And I like to bring it to the front also on top, because I feel like I have dodgy eyebrows. They are so uneven. So I used to go to one of my friends who used to be my friend. So I used to go to one of my friends for my eyebrows, and do you know what? You want something done guys, do it yourself. Honestly, I've never been to anyone for my eyebrows since. I just do it myself now, because it's just like, they're messed up now, they're uneven, one's high, one's low. I've tried to kind of fix it as much as I can, but no one's coming near my eyebrows ever again. And then just make sure it's all the bits are just kind of filled in. I don't like to fill in too much at the front, but on this eyebrow I have to just do a few strokes at the front, because this one is just slightly a bit lower. If I feel like I've gone a bit too high up, which I have, I'll just take the end of the brush and then just go whoop. So on the other one, I like to start from the top first. I know it's so weird, because this one has is quite dense at the bottom, so I don't really need to go in at the bottom. I just need to do the top a little bit. But this eyebrow is not as bad as the other eyebrow. At least she saved me one eyebrow. And I know they're not supposed to be the same as each other. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. But I like to be as precise as I can. Obviously they're already uneven as it is. So that is my eyebrows done. So then what I do next is I go in with the concealer. So yeah, I've been using the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer. So I'm just going to apply this on my eyelids with the brush. You can use any type of synthetic brush. I always feel like synthetic brushes are always good for concealers. So this shade, you can notice, is really light, but I've chosen that on purpose. I wanted it to conceal and brighten the area as well. But I think it's on her website, or maybe it could be on Cult Beauty. But there's a chart where her concealer is, and she gives you an option for 2 shades. So one is for concealing, and then the other shade you could use for brightening. So I went more for the brightening side because, let's face it, I'm always so tired, and that's why my eyes are so red as well, guys. Like, I just haven't been sleeping so well. So yeah, I need a bit of brightness in my life, and after a while the colour does settle down. It's not as bright. Once you apply your eyeshadow, you can't really see it anyway. So just spread that all over the eyelid, and then I like to obviously go in with the beauty blender. Just damp beauty blender, remember guys, dampen it. After the concealer's done, I like to quickly go in and set it with the Huda Beauty EasyBake powder. This is in the shade Poundcake. So then I just go in with the Real Techniques. I don't even know what brush this is. I'm so bad with my brushes, as you can tell. A lot of you have probably got this brush anyway. So just go dip that in and tap it off, and then just pat that in. So this is now basically my eyes kind of done. But for my foundation, I like to use 2 foundations. So the 2 foundations I like to use is the Huda Beauty FauxFilter foundation and the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. This one, I really love it, but it's in a shade, or a few shades too dark, and the time that I got this, I did have a tan, so, and now the tan's gone. So when I did used to wear the Tarte, I did have a tan, so it worked for me then, but it's not working for me now. What I do is I wear it with a lighter shade of the Huda Beauty FauxFilter foundation. This is in the shade Latte, but I've had such problems trying to find the right shade, and that's with any foundation. I'll wear it for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 3 months, and then there'll just be that one day when I just wake up and I realise, like, that's not my colour. So now I just mix it with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. This one's in the shade Tan Sand. So what I love about mixing these 2 together is that it doesn't thicken up the consistency, and it doesn't make it like too thick. With this one, it comes with a dropper. So I'm just gonna drop like 1 pump. Then I just get the Huda Beauty one, and then I just do about half a pump. Now I'm going to apply my foundation with the Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush. So I'll go in with the foundation brush first, and then I like to blend it in with a beauty blender. But I don't take all of the foundation onto the brush, just a few taps. So then I just like to stipple it on. So I don't wipe, I just stipple it on first. With these 2 foundations mixed, I feel like I get the perfect colour. And I like to do a little bit under my jawline as well. Hopefully you guys can see I haven't applied all of the foundation, so this amount I always manage to leave for my beauty blender. Guys, this is washed. It's stained, okay? It's just purely stained. So no matter how much I wash it, the foundation mark just does not budge. But as you can see, this has been through a lot. This is actually a really good sponge. It's the Fenty Beauty Rihanna sponge. Then I just dab like half, not all of it, half of whatever is there, and then I just go over the bottom half of my face. I always feel like it's better to go over your foundation with the blender. Brush first and then blender. So the brush is basically just a way to apply it evenly onto your face. Then the blender afterwards to blend it all in, of course. What else? So now whatever is left on my hand will go on my forehead. So, and even then I just do just a little bit in the middle, and I don't go too close to my hairline because then it'll be harder to kind of like blend out. Then you have to kind of blend down, and then I just squeeze the blender so it makes it really narrow, and then I just do the space between my eyebrow and my hairline. So then the part where there is no foundation, that's where I go and blend in my hairline. You see, I'm very particular with the way I apply. Now I'm going to go back in with the Huda Beauty concealer, and with this concealer, guys, you only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way because this will spread like butter. And then I just take it down my nose, do one stripe. Oh, it's running out. So this concealer has clearly been used every day since I bought it. To blend the concealer under the eyes, I go back in with the normal beauty blender. This one, I feel like the texture on the sponge is way better for when your foundation's already on and you want to blend in another product. The coverage on this concealer is amazing, guys. Again, towards the top part, what I do is I turn the blender around to the bump because that's the side I have not really used. But then I just use it to blend everything in, and then that way I don't get no product on my hair or my hairline. Now I'm just going to go back in with the Huda Beauty EasyBake and just set all of that concealer so it's not going nowhere. Oh, and by the way, only do a light layer for now, like literally light, and underneath the eyes just pat, and then when you come a little bit down, just sweep. So you want to pat and then just sweep the rest away. And on the forehead, just this part, I just like to kind of pat and sweep. So once that's done, then we're gonna move on to contour. So for contour, I've started using the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Truffle. So this is a Fenty. Don't mind my foundation that's already on it because obviously I use it to swipe. So then I just do literally one swipe there, one swipe here, and just lightly I just do one baby one underneath and a little bit down here on the side of my temple, and then I just do my nose, and then I just do right down. Sometimes I'll do my jaw. Shall I do my jaw? I should do my jaw. So for the jaw, I just do it on the sides. I don't really do it on my chin. I'll bring it into my chin. The brush that I love to blend in my cream contour with is this Real Techniques angled brush. So again, I don't know. Is there a name on these? I don't know. So let me just tell you. So this and this and this. So these three, I don't know if they do them now. Hopefully they do. Came in a set. So this is obviously a fan brush. I think they did have names on there, but they've robbed off. I'm just going to go straight in and start blending. So when I blend in the cream contour, I like to blend up and just pat it in. Then I just drag it up and really go into the sides of my hairline. Underneath here, this is where I just blend it all towards the chin. Then I like to do the nose last. I don't know why. I just like to work my way outwards and then in. So just get any type of synthetic brush, obviously not too big. And then what I do is just swipe all of that and then just blend it up the sides. Once you're happy with that, then just go in with the beauty blender. So just to blend it in that little bit more. I prefer to go in after with the beauty blender. Once the cream contour is applied, I like to set all of it with two of Bobbi Brown's bronzers. The shades that I use is Golden Light and Natural. Natural is a bit darker than the Golden Light. Golden Light I just like to set everything with, and then the Natural shade, the darker shade, that one I just use to deepen up my cheek contour. But with the Golden Light, I'll kind of go in everywhere and set all of that cream contour. So guys, for the brush, just use any big fluffy, like the fluffiest brush that you do have. I find it works best to apply the product evenly all around because nobody wants a patchy bronzer. Starting with the cheeks, and I feel like if you concentrate on this part, it blends in really well with your foundation. So going in with that same shade, Golden Light, I'm just going to use that to set my to set my nose contour. I'm going to be using the MAC 275. On the nose, do it really light-handedly as well. But again, I like to blend that in as well with the Beauty Blender. But the second bronzer that I'm going to apply is again the Bobbi Brown one, and it's in the shade Natural. But this one I'm only going to apply it on my cheeks. But this time I'm going to go in with a smaller kind of fluffy brush. So this one I like to just really concentrate under the cheekbone, and hopefully you guys can see how it's just deepened it up. And that's literally all I do for the second bronzer. The Fenty Beauty Universal Blotting Powder is my next step, and this one I like to use to kind of just set all that bronzer and the highlight, foundation, everything into place. And this powder also controls like the shine on my face as well. I find that I'm touching up a lot less, like I hardly even touch up anymore. So for the blotting powder, I like to use the pad that it comes with, so I don't swipe because that way I'm going to get too much product. So I just like to gently pat that in there, and with the same motion, the same patting motion, I'm going to be applying it onto my face. So I start with under my eyes first, and I like to take it up the sides of my nose, and I just tend to put it all over my face. Then I also go down the bridge of my nose and on my forehead, and you'll definitely find yourself getting a lot less oilier throughout the day if you do use this. I prefer to go in with my blush after the blotting powder, just because the blotting powder kind of settles down any textures and all of that on your face, so it's a lot more smoother for the blush to go onto. For the blush, lately I've just been using this orange peachy shade from MAC, and it's an ombre blush. This is again from back in the day, guys, but as you can see, it's lasted me. I haven't even hit the pan. I'm just going to go in with my MAC 129 blusher brush. So when I apply my blusher, I like to go in really, well not really, but quite heavy. So I like to go in with quite a lot of blusher, because then I like to use the Fenty Beauty sponge, and what I do is just blend over the blusher. And I like to use the Fenty Beauty one because this one only has the foundation on there, so there's no powders. I'm not adding any more powder on top. I'm just literally blending out the actual blusher itself. So the next step, guys, is baking, and I bake with the Huda Beauty EasyBake. So again, I'm going to be going in with the shade Poundcake. So if you guys do have this loose powder, you may find that it's quite difficult getting it out of the sifter. Not that much product actually comes through, but the trick for this I actually find is if you shake it side to side, so don't shake it up and down, but if you shake it side to side, so that is how much product actually came out when I did shake it side to side. Now I just go back in with my black beauty blender and just dip straight into the powder. So I'm just going to apply the powder just on the sides on my nose. I like to start with under my eyes first, and I like to bring it up as close as I can to the bridge of my nose, because that way I feel like it really narrows down the nose also. So this part will always look so crazy. Then I like to do just a little bit on the forehead to prevent any creasing. But then I like to take it underneath my cheek contour. And then I connect it to the bottom part. I don't know why, but I don't know. Can't stop doing that. Now I like to go with a really thin angled synthetic brush just to pick up all of the loose powder. So I like to use a different thinner brush for this because I want my line to be super thin. So try to make the line going down the nose as thin as you can to really narrow your nose. So now I'm just going to let all of this bake for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and I'll just come back. Okay guys, so I've given that time to set for a couple of minutes, and now I'm just going to wipe it all away. And to do that, I'm going to be using the MAC 138 face brush. This brush gets into all of the corners, the little crevices of your face. I love it, and it's great for sweeping away all of the loose powder. Like, do you see how it just fits under my eye and gets everything out? Like, even though it's so big and fluffy, it gets into like the smallest corners, and because it's so big, it covers a lot of ground, let's just say. So for the next step, I love to go in with a face mist and kind of melt all of that powder down and make it look a lot more natural. And guys, I've tried a lot of face mist. I don't know, but for some reason it's so hard to find a really good setting spray, face mist, whatever you want to call it. My absolute favorite face mist is the Tarte Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Why do they not do a Tarte in the UK? I do not understand. It's so hard to find this product here in the UK, and when you do, they bump up the prices so high. This is about $39 in the USA, and over here you'll get it from 60 up to 80 pounds for this, and this is like a 40 ml. And I'm not going to lie, this goes so quick because it's so good. You just want to keep on spraying it on your face, and you forget how expensive it is and how hard it is to find it, that you just want to look good. With this one, you only need like just a few spritz of it. Like, you can overload and you can look really oily with this if you do use too much. If you use the right amount, it's so pretty, and it just makes your makeup just look like skin. So I've literally been saving these last few drops for like a really special occasion. Like, it has to be like, I have to be meeting the queen to be wanting to use this. The next best thing that I found is the Morphe setting spray, and it's £15, so it's a lot more cheaper, a lot more affordable. It's still pricey for a setting spray, but for what it actually does, it's worth it, because I've tried more expensive setting sprays as well, like the Glam Glow one. I was liking it in the beginning, but as time went on, I felt like it didn't do what I actually wanted it to do. But this one is my third bottle, and I love this stuff. And do you guys hear that? So as long as I keep my finger in it, it will continuously keep spraying out the mist, which is why it's called continuous setting mist, of course. With this Morphe one, I feel like it is in a way similar to the Tarte, where it does kind of make your makeup look a lot more natural. And for my highlighter, my everyday highlighter, I use two. Why do I use two of everything? My Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezi highlighter is my absolutely favourite highlighter, mixed with another one, of course. In this champagne-y gold colour, I'm just going to swatch that a little bit. Look at that. But it really gives off that melted effect. To apply the highlighter, I like to go in with my MAC 224, and I just want to basically just do the higher points of my cheek. So I don't like to bring it all the way down. So what I do is go under my brow bone, and then I go along the sides of my, not my temples, but just underneath my brow, and then I like to bring it a little bit down onto my cheek, and under the brow again, and then across, and then down. And then I like to put quite a lot on top of my top lip. Then I go in with the same angled brush that I used for the EasyBake on my nose. And then again, I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose with the highlighter. So let's just call this like a highlight topper. This is the Fenty Beauty All Over Diamond Veil in How Many Carats. This will make your highlighter look so smooth and gives that kind of glass finish as well to the skin. It doesn't really have like a colour. It's got more of a sheen, like a whitish kind of sheen. So again, I'm just going to put it on the highest points of my cheeks. On the highest points. So the Diamond Veil, I only apply to the high points of my cheeks. So once I've applied all my highlighters, I like to go back in with the Morphe setting spray and then just finally set everything in place as a final touch for my base. I'm just going to quickly go in with a makeup remover and just remove any foundation that's been on my lips as well. So just quickly rub that off my lips. After I finish with the setting spray, that is when I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. And this is like a brow gel, a coloured brow gel, so it's got a colour to it and it's in the shade Supermodel. I prefer to do this after the setting spray. For mascara, I'm going to go back in with my Dior Blackout Mascara. You guys must know by now that I love this mascara, my go-to mascara. Like, oh my god, over here I have this massive gap. I cannot wait to go back to my lash lady. Once I'm happy with the position that they're in, and move on to my bottom lashes. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick, and it's in the shade Venus, since we're sticking to the natural look, or the natural theme. I'm just gonna... What I like to do after applying a liquid matte lipstick is I like to take my ring finger and then I just like to pat any excess lip product off. And by doing that, I feel like it gives it more of a natural look when you kind of just blend it in. Okay, so that is it for today's makeup look. But yeah, I hope you guys like the final look. And please let me know if you want me to do anything in particular again. Or if you guys have any products that you would like me to test out, then please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And please like, comment and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded my next video. And I shall see you all next time. Bye guys.